Hi guys, my name is Marcus. Should King be allowed to trademark the word candy? Hey, this isn't something I usually do, but I thought I'd give a shot at talking about something a bit more broadly, talking about something that's a bit less clear-cut, a bit different from the previews I usually do. The previews are coming back along with a lot of other things, but I'll talk about those at the end of the episode. You're probably quite surprised to see me back after a month, but I'll talk about the future at the end, so if you want to skip that, click something here. Here? So if you've heard of the company King.com, you've probably heard over the past couple of months that they've tried to trademark the word candy and the word Saga. Now, a lot of people are really upset about this, and they think that King is the scourge of humanity, Candy Crush should be banned, and everyone who was involved in it should be killed. I don't think that, and I'm going to try and explain to you what I think about this trademark situation and why it's not really such a bad thing. So first, let's break down what King have actually tried to do. Yes, on January 15th they were granted the trademark for the word candy and the word Saga. But what does this mean? What it doesn't mean is that people can't use the word candy or Saga anymore. For instance, Apple have a trademark on the word apple, but we can still say the word apple and still sell apples. And we'll still be able to sell candy after this trademark thing goes through. What it does mean is that King are trying to protect their intellectual property, which they've built up from the game Candy Crush Saga. Now, I think everyone can recognise that the words candy and saga now mean something in the mobile space, and that's mainly due to King. And King don't want people sort of piggybacking off that success. And I think you'll agree that if a phone company tried to release a phone called the Apple phone, that would be a bit scummy. And that's kind of the same principle that King are working on here. And it's not really an empty fear at all. If you search candy on the App Store, you'll find hundreds of games that are using candy as a sort of motif, seemingly just because of the success of Candy Crush. And yes, maybe some developers did want to make a game about candy before Candy Crush, but a lot of them will be just making candy games so that when people finish or are bored with Candy Crush, they'll go, oh, I want to play another candy game. What's this one? Is this related? Maybe, I don't care, I'm an idiot. Again, they're using the reputation that King have built up for their own success without really putting in much effort. And you'll find the same thing when you search the word Saga. People are just throwing that on the end of games because it'll catch people's attention. I think the worst culprit I found was a game called Fruit Crush Saga. Now, one game which is not doing this is a game called Banner Saga. It's a Viking strategy game which has nothing to do with Candy Crush Saga at all. However, King did try to stop developer Stoic from trademarking the title. They did not, contrary to popular belief, try to stop them from releasing it. So the justification for this move is a little blurrier. The lines are less clear-cut. So I guess that argument is that King's trademarking of the word Saga trumps Stoic's trademark of it, because King have a long history of releasing games called Saga. But really, this is kind of getting off topic, because truly, the trademarking of the word candy and the trademarking of the word Saga doesn't actually do much. Trademark law actually states that one company can't have exclusive use of a word that is descriptive of a good or a service or a game. So that means if a game has candy in the title, as long as it's describing the game, or as long as it actually contains candy, then it's fine. So that's why all these copycat games are still around. However, if you released, say, a first-person shooter and called it Candy Crush Saga Shoot Stuff, that wouldn't be allowed, because that's just not descriptive and it's just blatantly ripping off the name for promotional purposes. Unless you actually were a candy cane shooting people, which would actually be pretty fun. So really, this is just kind of more scare tactics. While King can't really do a whole lot, it's just them stamping their mark and saying, please stop ripping off our game, and that's okay. Well, maybe, but the only problem is another company is making the exact same claims for the exact same reasons against King. So in 2010, a developer released a game called Candy Swipe, which bears a striking similarity to King's 2012 game Candy Crush Saga. Now, unless the creator of Candy Swipe had some time-travelling ability, I would think the ripping off thing happened the other way around. So now it's got a whole lot more complicated, and I don't really know where I stand on the situation. I mean, Candy Swipe and Candy Crush are essentially just match 3 games, which have been around for a long time. I mean, you can argue that they're all just permutations of sort of Tetris or Dr. Mario. Mario. And I'm not really sure where I want the law to stand on this, because on one hand we've got, intense protection of original IPs, but that also means that sort of ideas don't really proliferate and grow in the game development community. But on the other hand, we've got just a free-for-all where big companies can throw their marketing weight around, ripping off the little guys and not giving them any compensation. I know if I made a game and King decided to rip it off, not credit me, make millions from it, and then not give me any money, I'd be kind of annoyed. But if I ever got round to making that game in my head where you play a superhero that can shoot sweat out of his hands at people, but then I discovered I couldn't make it because someone had patented perspiration powers, I'd be kind of annoyed too. So it's really a judgment call, and I'd be interested to see where you stand on it. In fact, I'm surprised we haven't seen this debate come up more in games. It's something we have seen quite a lot in the smartphone industry. User interface paradigms like slide to unlock or a card interface have been patented, and it's forced developers to come up with new and interesting solutions to smartphone design. But it's also meant that Android felt kind of jangly for a while because the obvious things were patented and taken. And I guess a lot of you would think it wouldn't get that bad in games because essentially games are an art form and you can't patent art, that's just silly, it defeats the point of it. But in a way, isn't a smartphone operating system also a form of art? Isn't it expressive of the developer's emotions and feelings, and don't we take some feelings from it too? I feel like I've got really sidetracked here, but I still want to hear what you think about King's trademark of the words Candy and Saga. Do you think they should have done it? Do you think they should have tighter restrictions on names like that? Or do you think people should just be allowed to make what they want and the original games will prevail? Please do leave your comments below, because I will read them and probably follow them up on a video next week. Speaking of next week, we've got lots of stuff happening. Well, I say lots of stuff, but it's not a whole lot. Hype Tank, the show where we talk about upcoming games, is coming back, and that'll start on Wednesday. And we'll keep doing it again and again every week, which is really exciting because we know how to manage our time now. We'll also be bringing Tea Break back, but I've learned not to make promises on that. But it might come out tomorrow. It's probably going to be tomorrow. If you've never seen Tea Break before, I would recommend just watching it. You'll get to know me, and my friend Tom, and my friend Kate, who helped me out with this channel and kind of make it lots of fun. They're about an hour long, so don't just sit and watch it. Grab a cup of tea, maybe play some video games, because that's why we're all here, and have it on as background music and have fun. Get to know us. Follow us on Twitter. I'll put our handles up somewhere around the screen, I don't really know. Thank you for watching. I'm not going to tell you to subscribe because most of you watching this are going to be my subscribers, and to you, I hope you know that I'm eternally grateful. I'm very thankful that you exist. So thanks to you. If you did like this, share it with your friends maybe. Maybe they want to get in on the action. Maybe they want to disagree with me and hurl abuse at me. But no matter what comments you have, I'm always happy to see them, and I will try and address them either in a video or just a comment. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.